Hello! Today's look is sort of inspired by makeup school because I said it a while ago that I want to do more extreme looks, and yeah, this is pretty extreme in my opinion. So yeah, basically at school we used to get these like assignments for class with like things like a spring queen or ice queen, things like that, and I think it's really inspiring because it gives a theme, but it's like up to you to fill it in completely. So I sort of want to give myself challenges like that, and today's challenge was obviously a spring fairy. I hope that's sort of obvious at least. Outside it's just pouring with rain, but yeah. I decided to do a spring look anyways, and hopefully when this comes online it's like really awesome weather and we can just all sit outside in the backyard and just not be freezing or dripping wet from rain. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, yeah, basically I just wanted to do something with flowers and bright colors and just fun, and yeah, so this is what it turned into. Let's get started. This time I decided to use the Maybelline Baby Skin Pore Minimizer as a primer. I still have only like the Catrice one and this one, and I still sort of like to just, use one thing at one time and then the next time use the other one. I don't really have a preference between the two. Then for my face, or as foundation, I use the Rocher Zèro Defaut foundation, which I actually like, but yeah. One downside of it is that it's not actually very opaque. Like it covers well, but not extremely well, so I usually have to apply quite a lot of it. And I think this is more suitable for people with very dry skin, because on me it gets oily pretty quickly if I don't powder enough. But yeah, I do like it. Then I use the Catrice Camouflage cream in the shade Ivory. As usual, I just list everything down below in the description box, just in case you want to just, check what I used without having to write it down as I say it. And yeah, just conceal underneath my eyes and also the bridge of my nose. Then I immediately went on with the Catrice Nude Illusion powder, only underneath my eyes, simply because again I have oily skin, and especially with this foundation, concealer will just crease within like 10 seconds, so yeah, had to prevent that. And I also did the like anti-contouring thing with it, not sure what it's called. Then for blush I used this cream blush by Makeup Academy, the Whipped Velvet blush in Rococo I think. And I applied quite a lot because I was like, this is gonna be a colorful look. And yeah, I just wanted a colorful face as well. And I sort of use it as a shaper also. Then for highlighter I use this Calvin Klein cream eyeshadow. And lately I've been very much into like applying highlighter like really far to the back of my face, I guess. As you can see here. I don't know, I just like how it looks. And then I just powdered the rest of my face, and then realized I actually forgot to apply powder onto my eyelids, so yeah, I did that as well. And then I just used the bronzer from this Makeup Revolution palette and just roughly bronzed up my face with it. It's really shimmery, so that's nice. Then for the eyes I decided to start out with a shimmery silver base. This one is by Maybelline. And yeah, pretty much I want to use matte colors on top of it, but they get shimmery anyways because of this base, and I like that. So yeah, I decided to use the sleek IDivine palette in Ultra Matte Volume 1 because I hadn't used it in a while, and it's still a very nice palette, so I wanted to use it again. So I started out with yellow. As you can see, it just contains a whole lot of really bright shades, perfect for spring and summer. And I applied that onto most of the moving eyelids in multiple layers because I really wanted it to be bright. Then I used a blending brush and this pink shade over here to sort of start defining the crease. And yeah, it's basically, I'm doing this for two purposes. I want to define the crease, but I also sort of want to like make it like, like more of a transition shade. And here my camera decided to not focus on me. Yeah, that happens sometimes. And then I just glare with it until it cooperates again. Yeah, because it's useful. And then I use the pencil brush to apply the same pink shade underneath my eye until like from the outer corner to about halfway down my eye. Then I use an angle brush and the purple shade from the palette. And I just deepened up the crease with that somewhat more. Like for this look I mainly just wanted the like contrast between colors and not really a very deep dark crease. Like as usually I'm all about using black in the crease and just making it as deep and sort of grungy as possible, but this time I just wanted to go for a light spring look. And yeah, I did also apply that underneath the outer corner of my eyes, and then just blend it out the end, or the exit, the outer corners of my eye, like the ends of the eyeshadow. You get what I mean. Then I used this white eyeshadow to highlight the inner corners. And also blended it with the yellow, of course. And also highlighted it underneath my eye. And then use a slightly bigger brush to also use it on my eyebrows. I was careful with it on my eyebrows because I didn't want it to be too pale. I don't know, it just doesn't look right on me if it's completely white was what I was trying to say. And then I also used green eyeshadow on my eyebrows because I figured I'm going for colorful and I'm going for something not exactly completely wearable, so I might as well use green. And then on the outer edges of my, or like the outer points I guess, of my eyebrows I use a darker shade. I always just want them to be darkest. And the eyeliner is also green. This is actually a face paint by Kryolan. So I also use water and a brush, obviously. And yeah, pretty much just did a winged eyeliner. By the way, if you don't want to use face paint for this, because I'm not actually sure if you're supposed to use face paint for this, honestly. I mean, it never harmed me, but I'm not sure if it's officially alright. But yeah, I know Miss Sporty has green eyeliner and Clarence also has it. So, you know, you can always look for those. And yeah, as I said, I pretty much did a winged eyeliner and then also did a wing on the inner corner. Just to make it look a little bit more special. And yeah, just do take your time for this because it is quite an awkward angle to put eyeliner in. And I just basically dragged it through to pretty much where the purple starts. Then I used the Catrice Cake eyeliner and sort of darkened up my upper lash line. Like at first I wanted to use fake lashes, this was originally why I did this, but you know, as you can see it makes a lot of difference on its own. So in the end I decided to just do mascara instead, on its own. Then I did the flowers with this stencil that I made myself. I pretty much just cut a piece of paper, then pretty much drawed out the flower and then used a sort of crafting knife to just cut out the flower. And then you have your own homemade stencil. Of course you can also buy stencils, but this is like, you know, the cheaper way. It's really easy to do as well. If you have someone else around you, then you know, just ask them to hold the stencil to your face, or hold the stencil to your face yourself and let them apply the eyeshadow. Because as you can see, I'm sort of working in awkward angles here to get the eyeshadow on. And I'm just using the purple and the pink and the yellow from the Sleek palette. Just dabbing it on with an eyeshadow brush and blending it so it sort of, you know, gets an ombre effect. And then when you pull the stencil off, it should look something like this. It's a really quick and easy way to get effects like this. And then I just used a pencil brush to get a really tiny sort of green dot in the center. And then the flowers were done. And then for my waterline I decided to use this very pale color Biggie by BeYu. Or BeYu, or however it's pronounced. And then for mascara I'm still using the Scandaleyes Lycra Flex by Rimmel in the hopes that it will actually go empty before it dries completely. But so far it's still not empty, so yeah. I still love it, but it continues to dry more and more, so yeah. Anyway, I just applied a lot of it on my top lashes and then a little on my bottom lashes. And then for my lips I decided to keep it simple and just use a pink lip gloss. This one is by Rimmel, it's called Pin Up. I don't actually know if they still have it because I bought it during a sale. But you know, it's just a pink lip gloss, most brands have it. And then that's pretty much already the end of the makeup look. As you can see here. And then I also did my hair. I already prepared my bangs beforehand by spraying some hairspray in it, letting it dry and then combing it through. Just to make it a little bit more rough. And then I started out with making a bun on the back of my head. You can just make any bun you find easy to make and then just stick some flowers in it. That's basically what I did as well. And then it looks like that. I just got the flowers at a budget store, by the way. And then this is why I roughed up my bangs first. I just stuck some flowers in there. And yeah, if you're doing this for like a fantasy fair, I do recommend using hairpins with it, because otherwise it probably won't stay in the wind and all. But yeah, that's pretty much the tutorial of this week. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Thank you very much for watching. And I hope I'll see you next time. Bye! Upper lash line. Just like I would usually put a shaper on my eye. And yeah, actually at this point, again, I also have my